in a year, two-digit year. This was always a Y2K compliant panel. It never had any Y2K issues whatsoever, even though it was invented somewhere in the 80s. So I can hit DA, and it'll tell me today's Thursday, the 12th of January, the 17th. No issues whatsoever, even though it's the proper day. Okay, so like I said, one of our biggest things was the list. Another thing that we like to do on this panel here is we could say help on disable. Okay, and it's going to tell us how to disable a point, a monitor point, control point. We could say all, and we could just paralyze this whole panel completely. Okay, so disable, which would be DI, minimum abbreviation, our point number. We have to know what the point is. Okay, it can be a monitor, control point, or all point. We could disable all monitors. We can disable all controls, on or off. Okay, if I try to do it right now, it probably won't let me. Let's try disabling the whole panel once and see what happens. Now you got to remember, you have to speak to this thing like it's R2-D2. Okay, you're telling it commands. It's a primitive computer. You're saying dis all on. In other words, disable all points on. We can't be nice to it. We can't say, could you please disable all the points for me? No, dis all on, a command. That's what we do. We command the panel. It didn't like it. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's log on. Okay, log space on/PA. We can do that from here just as we did it from there. We do everything from here though. This is really cool. Okay, it's looking for the password. I think it was 952E080. Once again, it doesn't print it out. Accept it. Okay, let's do a discon on. Okay, DISCON on. Disable all control points on. Okay, we'll hit that and accept it. Oh, we got a trouble. Oh, look at this. I can hit Control A. Acknowledge from port 2. Because Control A, acknowledge, Control S, silence, and Control D, detector reset. We can do it all from here. We don't have to touch anything up there. Okay, now here's another really cool command. Whatever we typed with in between the spaces, we can repeat. Okay, so we, instead of saying dis, I'll say equal. Instead of saying con, I'll say equal. Okay, and then I'll say off. And we're going to take the disable off of the control points. Oh, there we go. It's clear. And once again, Control A, acknowledge. And that clears the trouble. You have to acknowledge the trouble. You have to acknowledge it clear. If you notice you're abnormal, when you acknowledge an abnormal, the slash is that way. When you acknowledge the clear, the slash is that way. Jeez. What else can we do? Oh, we can list all, and it will list every single point in the system. You'll notice that it starts with 103, 102. Okay, well it's doing our list first, but then it will begin to list through every single point in the list, or in the panel. And this could go on for a while. This is our fire points. This is different smoke detectors, air handler units, security points. It's going to go on. Now, if we want to stop our list, we can hit Control O. Okay, that will pause our list, so we can look at something. We can hit Control P to continue, and if we're finished, we can hit Control X to terminate our list. Okay, because this will go on for an hour or better. We can list programs, saying list prog. I wish this little message would stop. Tell me all my programs. Okay. I want to go ahead and terminate that because I've gone. It goes up to 48. There's 48 different programs. They're programming blocks. The main program is most of all of our equations that tell what the that make up the system and tell it what to do. SCC stands for Status Control Center. That will program a lot of these status points and status points for graphic enunciation. We have all them equations in there. This is pretty interesting. We have a program 11. This is a homemade program. If you notice, you can't edit these three, okay? But you can edit this one here, okay? TROAC. It's interesting because TROAC, we're going to go ahead in here and we're going to say EDTROACK. And it puts us into another dimension. Okay, now we're actually looking in this chip, we're looking at the programs in this chip, and if I just hit enter, it'll tell me the first equation. Very simple. In TBLAC stands for Trouble Acknowledge. Out. Set Program Acknowledge on, priority 99. We'll hit enter again. EOP, end of program. That's all it's in there. It's a very simple equation. I'll say quit. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to set TROAC on. And it said accept it. Now if we do a list, we see our normal stuff here. We'll also see our mains on. We'll also see TROAC is on. That's interesting. I don't need to see any more of that. Control X, terminate report. Now let's do a discon on. That's going to give me a trouble. Now watch what happens. Beeped one time and that was it. It says in system abnormal, points are disabled, and it says system acknowledged. Spitting out some funny characters here and there. It says acknowledged by program. That was the program TROAC. It acknowledged itself. It's a self-trouble acknowledging program. That way when you're out there working on the panel somewhere and you don't want to annoy people by the thing beeping and you're making it beep, it acknowledges itself. It's really cool. Except one thing, don't forget to take it back off. Okay, equal, off. Okay, discount off. It acknowledges itself. Error's going that way. It's a pretty cool program. But let's go ahead and set TROAC. Well, wait a minute. Let's not do that yet. One more thing to say. One thing we used to do is these things used to go ripping through some paper. Okay, we don't want to rip through all this paper. You know, it costs a lot of money. So we don't need the paper if we're doing this. So let's go ahead and say set locks LOCSUP on. So we're going to set local printer suppression on. Okay, going to give me trouble. It's going to acknowledge by the program. Now, nothing else prints out. I got to hit this real quick here. That's the dollar trouble output. A control point went to that, and we didn't turn on control points, so that had the opportunity to go into trouble. We do have the system called out, so no problem there. Okay, so now we can do anything, and nothing's going to print out. We can also hit or type in set print OK on. Now what that's going to do is allow every little thing that happens in that system to print out. We're just taking the printer suppression off of there, so everything that happens in that system. So watch what happens when I do a detector reset. Control D. Detector reset. And look at this thing. Look at all these points are being pulsed. These are reset points. They're control points in the field.